It's Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, and I went and picked up 15 nukes in my truck last night, and I actually put them all in the back seat. I'll show you a picture here of 15 Pro nukes in the back of my crew cab Ram. So thankfully I didn't see more than one or two escapees. For the journey home was 45-minute drive, maybe a little more than that. And I put them all here on a couple of skids. I got the big air conditioner going, and it's nice and cool in here. I've had 2 customers show up already to pick up their nukes, so I only have, what is that, 7 left. So I think those are going to probably leave here today yet. So I'm happy about that, in and out. And you know, I'm thankful that most people are being, well, everybody's being gracious so far. I had kind of one problem child last week, but you know, it's kind of always one in their group, isn't there? The guy didn't have all of the nukes in the Pro Nuke boxes. He had a couple in 6-frame nuke boxes, wooden boxes, and so they weren't locked in. So I set them in my apiary when I got home last night. It was like after 10 o'clock. So I ran out this morning and took those apart, put them in Pro Nukes just so they would travel better for the customers. And so I took a few stings doing that. And yeah, they're pretty strong nukes. I'm pretty happy with them. It's Monday, June 5th, 2023. And sorry for the exceedingly dirty shirt. I've been kind of working on the mower on the tractor and whatnot, rolling around on the ground, and things get very dirty. Even, you know, I find it even mowing is about the dirtiest thing you'll do. Blowing up the grass, and the dandelion seeds are incredible. And if there's, you know, if there's any dirt or anything, and it's extremely dry here. We're under a burning ban, and we really need some rain. There's been thunder showers going around just about every day or every evening, but it's going around us. Some to the north and the east, and some to the south, and we haven't gotten anything. We haven't gotten any precipitation in, I don't even know when the last time was. It's many weeks, maybe 6 weeks or something, I don't know. A long time ago. Need some rain. I have to water the corn every day. I'm out here doing something that I was doing the other day, and we're just going to continue on. That I was taking some of these that are 10-frame boxes, and maybe they're not quite getting it, and I'll preserve them in these little 4s. I've got the equipment, so why not? If they can make a frame or 2 of brood this summer, great. If not, whatever, I haven't lost anything. So I have to keep doing that. And you know, I was editing the video for when I was kind of doing this job the other day, and a light bulb went on as to what I was seeing. Because what I was seeing was in these colonies that were struggling because of nosema, they had little patches of brood, little nests, a little patch of sealed brood and whatnot, but they just couldn't progress any further. And in the colonies that I was looking at the other day, when I was looking at the video, I realized that I was seeing a little patch of sealed brood like that, and then 2 to 3 frames of eggs and young larvae. You know, nothing between 3 or 4 days and, you know, 9 days. And way more, a couple frames of stuff that was under 4 days old. And it looked weird, but I didn't think about it. And then when I edited the video, I got thinking about that. You know, I think that's that treatment. It could be the heat too, but I think it's a treatment as well. Fumagillin, I used fumagillin a little while ago, and I think it kind of took hold, made an effect, and made them be able to get up and start laying and tending to some brood. So if that's the case, then that's good. The treatment has done its job, and we'll look at maybe a follow-up later on. We have to do some more testing, and I have to do post-test too. There's supposed to be a guy coming out, and it's June already and he hasn't come out, so I'm not sure what he's thinking, because he hasn't shared what he's thinking with me. Yeah, very, very hot day. 30 C, very little light south breeze here. And these colonies are bearding. The pro-nukes are bearding. Shouldn't have these in pro-nukes, I guess, in this hot weather. I'm gonna try to, this evening when things settle down, I'm gonna close up most of my Carpathian queen nukes and my Kona queen nukes and that Saskatraz. And I'm gonna close them up. I'm gonna haul them over to my building, turn the air conditioning up high, and do my 2-night thing. Keep them in there for 2 nights. So today's Monday, and then so Wednesday I'll bring them back out here, and I'll at the very least set them in place at the 6-frame nuke row over there. And then I'll get out some of my new equipment if needed too. I'm sure I'll need it. And then we'll start transferring these pro nukes into the 6-frame equipment, because that's where they're going to sit until next spring. And so another thing I need to do is to take any colonies that are not 2023 queens in this row of 6-framers. I need to take those out. I need to put them in something else. I don't know what, but something else. I may put them in a pro nuke in order just to take them into the building and reset them, bring them back out. If they're strong, I'll put them in 10 frames, you know, that kind of thing. So those are the jobs that need to be done. Another one needs to be done is these strong ones over on this side in the nuke row. Well, they need to be moved too, but that's a different issue. And they need to be checked because I don't want them hitting the trees. They're very strong. I'm trying to preserve them until next weekend. Saturday, I'm doing a queen rearing workshop here, so I want to use them as an example for a builder. So that's the line I'm walking with those. But I don't want to walk the line so close that they swarm, because I can't afford that. Anyway, today's a seat up on the tractor day, so the sun doesn't get too hot. And started my smoker, but it doesn't seem to be cooperating. Find a hive tool and get to work. So I know I'm known for wearing shorts and t-shirt and stuff, and I don't even want to wear a veil today. It's so hot. But I'm crazy, I'm not stupid. All right. It's hot days, you know, you don't really need a lot of smoke, but put that marker there. This has a star on it, which means it's, you know, there's something there. It's not a dud. Patty's dried up. All right, now this is, I'm certainly not expecting that this is going to go into a 4-frame, because they look like they're progressing. So what do I want to do here? I'd like to freshen up some comb. So I'll take out whatever doesn't have brood on it, like that one. And I'll put fresh honeycomb in its place. So there's not brood. I hate that I'm doing this. I have to take pollen and nectar out. Hopefully they won't push them back too much. Now that's pretty fresh comb. There's nothing in it. But I see capped brood here. So we'll start again at this side. Oh, drones walking around. Okay, there's a smattering of sealed brood, lots of pollen, and she's filled in, and there's the queen, filled in the empty spots. So that's, I mean, if that's all nest, that's a pretty respectable nest. And I do see brood throughout here. So that's really nice. I've got don't know if you can hear that. Those are sandhill cranes. I saw one fly by here just a few minutes ago. They are an absolutely immense bird. I'm convinced they've got to have an 8 to 10 foot wingspan. And I've seen them standing in the hayfield. I'm sure they're 6 feet tall. They're just huge bird. Okay, I've got 3 there. I'll get 3 nice new ones. I think I have some here. Okay, I'll live to see another day. It's Tuesday, June 6th, 2023. And last evening, my wife helped me, and we brought a whole whack of these nukes in here. And so you can see behind here, there's a stack of the little wooden 4-framers. There's 15, I think. There's 18 on this pallet, 18 Pro Nukes. There's 17 Pro Nukes on that pallet. So they will sit in here. Of course, they sat in here last night. They'll be in here tonight, and then Wednesday morning, they'll go back out to the apiary, and I'll be able to set them where I want. It's partly just me wanting to kind of stay organized, and it's just the way I am. But it's also more importantly to get the new colonies that I made, those new little splits that I made a few weeks ago on the 3-way pallets with the 6-frame boxes. So most of these are those nukes. Some of them are just kind of dinkies, and also the wooden ones, I'm just going to set those aside as resource nukes. If they lay a frame or 2 of brood this summer, God bless them, because I'll use that for splits. Hopefully I can start grafting soon, get a few queens, make a few splits, make a few new colonies. So I've got the big air conditioner buzzing away in here. I'm going to close the door, and we'll keep these girls on ice for today and tonight. It's Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. It's a little breezy. It's actually a refreshingly cool day. South breeze and about 20 C out here. So it's really just kind of a perfect day. I don't like too much wind, stuff blows around, but it's a refreshing breeze. So you can see I brought my nukes out of the building. There's a couple skids. There's a skid over here. So these over in the distance are the wooden ones. They're just what I call resource nukes for the summer. They're just, failing colonies that might yield me a frame of brood for boosting and queen rearing and nukes and stuff like that. So they just sit over in the side. They do what they can do, and they get pinched off at the end of the summer, and so be it. Now there's a couple of different descriptions of colonies in these. You'll remember those weak nukes I made earlier on. They're starting to catch on. And there's also some in there that were 6-framers in this row that I put in there just so that I could take them in the building and reorient them. And they're going to go into 10-frame equipment over the other side there. And there's also a few that were on the other side here that weren't really doing very well. And so I'll reassess those and see what to do with them. They might end up going in the resource section, but they won't go in the 6-framers. The 6-framers are reserved for current year queens, so new queens, 2023 queens. And so everything in the 6-framers should be, and I'm talking the wooden 6-framers because I see my polys here, but that's not that. So anyway, and the reason being is that I expect most of those to go into winter, and that equipment stores in my wintering building very nicely, unlike these polys. And that's number one reason I don't like the polys. But there's other reasons. But I really am thankful that I have them. So until I can afford to completely replace them, I will continue to use them and be thankful that they came my way. Yeah, so there's a few here actually. There's these big ones. It's right here, and another one over here. Something. There's 5, 2, 4, 5 of those. And so I want to get those over into the other rows here with the full colonies. They're kind of, what I would call my honey producers. And you know, I was thinking about how to do that. It's not feasible to move those into the building because I don't want to close them up. They're too big. I'd cook them. And if I move them, then you lose some of the foraging force, or a lot of the foraging force. I push them aside a little bit here, and so you can kind of see what's going on here now. Oh, you can't. Okay, so I pushed this one aside, and also this one. So in this area where it was, now I have a flurry of bees wondering where the home went. And I got to thinking, you know, these are actually pretty strong. They're very strong. So they might... Sandhills again. They might benefit from a little bit of a suppression in their vigor, and those bees will join then my nukes, which could use a boost once I get those in place. So I think I'm going to do that. That sounds like a good idea. And another reason I'm kind of in a good mood right now is we got a bit of rain last night, and that's kind of part of this weather system. I'm still hearing a bit of thunder, so I don't know if I'll get rained out or not, but we got a little bit of rain. Not very much, but we got a little bit. You know, it's probably half an inch of rain. And I looked on my weather station historical data, and we have gotten almost no rain. Making a lot of noise. We have gotten almost no rain since the 10th of May. We got about a half an inch the 10th of May, and we got a half an inch last night. So it's almost a month on a half an inch of rain. You know, well, that's not enough. It's not enough. I'm making mud with the tractor though still. You know I can do that. But my weather station, I am not really that confident in the accuracy of the rain gauge, just because of the way I set it up. I didn't bother doing the whole, you know, I'm not that much of a geek to fine tune the calibration on the thing. So, but anyway, there was some rain on the 10th of May and rain on the 7th of June. That's kind of crazy. All right, I got to get to work. I got the smoker tuned up, got the veil, and we'll start transferring some of these. We'll get the nukes off, like the current queen nukes. We'll get them off of here onto the three-way pallets, and we'll transfer those. So the nukes that are sitting there now, the pro nukes, are ready to go. They're ready to transfer because they're current year queens. And so I'll just transfer those right into the wooden boxes. These lucky nukes are going to go right into brand new equipment. Because of the design of my pallets, I'm going to stick a wedge in here to block that in. And if you haven't watched my other videos, that's so that I can move that entrance from one side to the other. If I want entrance location diversity, I can move that to the other side for if I'm using that for a mating nuke. And I'm just going to start by putting this nuke right in here. And of course I'm going to need to add frames. I have a few frames handy, but I may have to revisit with frames. See, these are still working on it. They're still coming around. It's funny why this cage is split apart. It'd be a good time to do a little progress check here. She's laying really well. She's getting some emergence, so her workforce is growing. I'm still confident they're going to fill this box and produce a little bit of honey. So a nice pattern there. There's a red Carpathian right in the middle of that frame. So we'll put her right in there. Put that frame here. I don't think she's laid in that yet. And we'll leave that as is for time being. My priority is to get these transferred, and then I can make up the extra frames later. One for that side. And this one. Oh, that's much stronger. That's just food. There's white wax here, so that's definitely them taking advantage of that dandelion flow. And they're packing that away in there. Much higher population in this one. Lots of brood. It's very nice. Oops. There's my red Carpathian queen over on this side. I'm not really intending to spend too much time, you know, inspecting these, but I haven't looked in them much lately, so I'd like to get an idea of what's going on. My smoker keeps going out. I guess it's because I was making fun of Ian. No, I'm just paying for that. It's a damp day, and I had a hard time lighting it, and the paper's wet, and not wet, it's just damp, and even the wood chips I'm using are damp, and nothing burns really very well. Okay, this is a lot of feed in this frame. That's all laid up. Nice pattern there. Yeah, these are gonna really start to increase fast. Of that I am confident. See? I want to show you this. This is what you can't do with jester boxes. That's a jester box I just brought here to put those leftover patties in. They've got rained on and they're like peanut butter now. But you know, this is one of my favorite things about the Pro Nukes is they all nest real nice. Jesters, they're always as big as they are. I always have a hard time showing you when I mark these queens. You can flick the workers out, they can come through there. Queen's upside down, she's hanging onto the top cage there. So I need to get her flipped over. Try not to bend her in two. There she is, she's the right way up now. Now just gently squeeze her up against that grid. I didn't prime my pan, but it's working now. Okay.